Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts A9. Well, we've finally got some progress with the Master Universe movie. It's been in development hell for a couple of decades now, and we've gotten close a couple of times. We had an actor cast, we had a directing duo cast, some interviews, and it looked like it was going to go to production a couple of times, but it's been in limbo for a while now. We finally got some news from The Hollywood Reporter that Travis Knight, who is the director of Bumblebee, and a writer, a friend of his that he's worked with before, Chris Butler, have been brought on and are now involved. And I mean, that's good. Simply just the fact that they're a duo and know each other sort of bodes well. But the fact it's Travis Knight, the director of Bumblebee, makes me feel a lot more optimistic about this, because Bumblebee was really great. The Transformers films, the first film was good. I watched it like 4 times. The second film, I watched it twice because I already bought tickets. It wasn't that great. Third film, I saw it once with my boyfriend. I liked it, but he wouldn't see it again, so I only saw it once. The fourth film, I saw it once, regretted it. The fifth film, I saw once out of just mercy. It was a pity view. And I sort of gave up on the franchise. Then along came Bumblebee. Bumblebee was a prequel and a reboot, and it was brilliant. He managed to focus on some of the elements that made Transformers work and just make a small story that you could relate to with characters you actually cared about. And even though it wasn't like universal, threatening sort of drama at the end, it was just a relatable scenario that was happening. It still felt epic. It had an element of it just worked, and he just did a great job. And the idea that now he's going to handle He-Man makes me feel pretty optimistic, because I just don't understand how this is so difficult for people to work out. It's really simple. The problem is a lot of these people aren't fans. They look at He-Man from the outside, they just see a silly 80s cartoon and a camp 80s movie, and they don't understand what it is. They can't see the potential because they just don't get He-Man. They don't get that. One person who did get it described it as it could be, the cross between Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. And that is its potential. It could be that good. But just no one sees it. Because a lot of people watch the show I realise a lot of people watch TV shows that I love, that I take seriously as a joke. They sort of watch it from the outside, and they just laugh at it, and they enjoy laughing at it. So that's entertaining to them. So people watch sometimes old cartoons in the same way as people watch old shows like Star Trek or I Dream of Jeannie or Land of the Giants and stuff like that. So it's kind of understandable that a lot of people just don't understand what the show is, why the fans love it. They don't see the potential. I have some hope that Travis actually does. So this is probably the most optimistic I've felt for the film for a while, because we had some good production art that sounded like it was going to go somewhere, and then they're talking about they were going to basically have a human astronaut, an army officer, arrive on Eternia and then become He-Man somehow. I guess someone gave him the power sword, and it was basically like a promo for the military or something. That was awful. Then they had this actor who was quite cute, who was gonna do the film, and there was talk of it being a film. And then it was talk of going to Netflix. And the guy was working out and, putting stuff up on social media. It looked like it was actually going to happen. Then that was over. Then they brought on this directing pair who were talking about having a sense of humour about the show and getting back to the fun of it and not making it so grim and because it's not Conan. And a lot of people think it's Conan. Other people think it's Star Wars. Some of the TV series have gone way too sci-fi, and they just don't get the mix. They just don't see it, and I just have some hope that this guy actually might. So it might actually happen, and it might not be bad. So I mean, I just want one decent He-Man film where we actually see Eternia, we see Battle Cat, we see Orko, we see everyone's recognisable, and we actually see them and get to go into that world for a while. And I think he'll give us that, even if it's just. Some people are saying they might do the same fish out of water thing where they go to Earth so they can save a lot of money by doing just a lot of work on location, stuff like that. And people are saying they can't do that. I'm like, you know what? If they do it right, they could do that. But I still prefer them just, spend the whole time on Eternia. But even if we only saw it for a few scenes, if they did it properly, it'd be enough. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm feeling optimistic. And I just want this film to happen before I die, basically. Which, considering how many decades it's taken, is not an impossibility. But yeah.